viewers, welcome back to another episode of Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Tonight we're going to take a look at a beer from the Brasserie d'Arget in Nouvelle-France, also known as Quebec. Going to take a look at Le Cheval Blanc. Le Cheval Blanc, Les Blanches, La Blanche, La Blanche, une bière, okay, it's in English down here. Le Cheval Blanc, La Blanche de Blanche, a finely bubbled beer made from wheat and barley. And like the traditional Belgian white, it is refreshing, light, and slightly fruity. Alrighty. This is a beer, obviously, from La Brasserie d'Arget. I think they're from Montreal, Quebec, or Laval, or something. Montreal, yep. I've had this before. Shortly before I started doing beer reviews last April, I brought a bottle of this home from Nova Scotia. One of the bigger, they had the bigger bottles down there of it. And I remember not liking it and dumping it down the sink. But it could be that I got a sour bottle of this. Lucky for me, Heist Almighty went on a road trip to Quebec. A very short road trip. He was only over across the border for like 10 minutes in order to buy beer. Back in December, and he picked up a taster's pack of Brasserie d'Arget stuff. Like, had all kinds of things in there. Like, I don't think it had Coupe de Creusot in it. It had Titanic, this one, the Cannon, old 926, Le Chouffe. I've got a couple up here, so in my little makeshift beer cabinet above above the stove, because there's just not enough room for this in my fridge. So that said, this is their Belgian white style. Yeah, so let's pop the top off of it and give it a taste. Plain brass cap on the top. Oh boy. Not like I can't get any of those around here. I love the foil though. That's a nice touch. Now this is a beer served on lees, so it's actually got yeast in the bottle. Gratuitous amount of head. At the time of this recording, I just reviewed the Blue Moon earlier tonight. This is a night and day difference. It's got a nice poofy head on it, 2.5 fingers, and wow, that's blonde. That's almost clear. Effervescent carbonation, but there's a etching down at the bottom of this glass that kicks up a lot of carbonation in my Samuel Adams glass. Nice amount of head. Very nice looking beer. Maybe too light though. Still, it's a white, so I mean, it looks pretty. I like the look, excuse me, of that. It's almost white blonde, or white gold. That's really nice. As for the head, it's sticking around decently. It's got some larger bubbles and smaller bubbles, and it's taking on like a pillowy kind of appearance in it. Pretty looking beer. I gotta give the RJ the credit for that one. What credit is due for just how nice that looks. Let's give it a sniff. You get that slight, very, 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 very faint citrus note to it, but it's almost unidentifiable what kind of citrus fruit that is. It's almost lemony, but you do get the grainy, kind of chalky wheat smell off the top of that. Other than that, nothing. It's not really a whole lot of smell coming off of it, but it's really nice and light. And I find that smell is really nice and complementary to a good Belgian wit. Smell wasn't quite as strong as what the Blue Moon had, but it's still nice. Maybe this will be good. Let's give it a taste. Very light. Very light and fluffy. I'll say it right out now. This is a lot better than I had last year. This must be really fresh. I've had this in the fridge since I got it. Very lightly sweet, very lightly citrusy. Touches of coriander and citrus. Very lemony citrus. Subtle sour note to the back, but not very much. There's no hop twang to it. It's not bitter at all. I mean, there's a little bit of bitterness in the sense that it's got some sourness to it. And it's so dry it disappears in your throat. But it does leave this toasted grain quality in the back as well. And that must come from the barley. That's really good. It reminds me a lot of Hoegaarden. Except this is lighter, much lighter. If you could even do that. That's not bad. Alright, I'm going to sit down with Le Cheval Blanc and I'll come back with some thoughts. Be right back. And we're back with Le Cheval Blanc. So, what do I think about this beer? Well, as you can see, I've almost got it gone. Thoroughly enjoyable. Nice and light, very refreshing, nice and tasty beer. A little skimpy on the flavor, but as far as being a nice and light, very refreshing summer beer, I would say that this is really good. And I'm glad I got the chance to try this again, because when I had a bottle last time, I do think it went bad, because it was really sour, and it was really overbearing, and this is nothing like what I remembered. So I gotta say, I really do approve of this particular beer. It's at least as good as Hoegaarden, and I gotta give it credit where credit is due, and give this one a 4 out of 5. It's nothing I would call better than Hoegaarden, but it's something along the same line. Hoegaarden's got a little bit more flavor, as well as being a well, tasty, respectful beer. Whereas this one here is nice, light, and fluffy, but a little skimpy on the taste. So, all in all, it equals out to be about the same. So yeah, I do appreciate Heist Almighty for giving me this particular bottle, because I do appreciate getting the chance to try Le Cheval Blanc again, because my opinion of it has totally changed. And I gotta say, I do approve of this beer now. So if you do get the chance to try Le Cheval Blanc, make sure you get a nice fresh bottle of this. Like, get the one that's, you know, in the back of the shelf, or if there's I don't think there's a production date on this one here. Like, if you see like a fresh batch come in, give it a try, because you might enjoy this. If you're a big fan of, like, Hoegaarden or Rickard's White, or let's see, like Le Blanc de Chamblay from Unibrew, this one here is a very good beer, very good copy, and I gotta say, it's much better than the Blue Moon Belgian Wit, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway, thanks for watching Maxwell Starr's Beer Reviews. Talk to you later. Cheers!